But I'm watering things in the small pots because they may or may not survive if I skip a day. See, I waited one day. Okay. And these two are really big. Yeah. Red okra. And something bit me good on my damn knuckle. Right? What the hell? When the rhubarb is ready for harvest, as you can see, just won't even fit into the camera screen. Olive here, Fusella. My cucumber is getting powdery mildewy, so I'm gonna have Mr. pull this for me. Here's the other callaloo that did survive. It is literally just now growing from when I planted. I planted at the same time as this. Here's the callaloo I chopped all down. This is nothing compared to what it was, but yeah, I've chopped those down. And as soon as it rains really good, well, I'm gonna pull most of them, maybe all but two. Grab my comfrey leaves, and then I'll work them into the soil once I get all these weeds and grass. Look how big and healthy the grass grew inside there. So again, when it rains, I'll pull them. These pea pods are good and dry, so I need to pull those. Forgot all about them. These are all garbage. I pulled my mighty callaloo out of the raised bed and replaced it with some lettuce and more perpetual spinach because I'm going to start back juicing every day. I still juice, but not every day. Yeah, I got enough perpetual spinach to do so. Also growing perpetual spinach now into the corner planters. This is my walking onion. Those things came back. And so it makes me want to plant these bulbs. Oops, these bulbs. These bulbs I actually put out here to dry out and use the onion. Those other ones are making me think that they will indeed grow back. I put one in the ground just in case this soil is not deep enough. This is 11 inches deep, but just in case it's not deep enough to sponsor the growth of the walking onion. I also put one in the ground. May put those in the ground as well. I actually brought my purslane out here. It's in bad shape. I'll take you up front so you can see the other one that I picked up off the ground and stuck in a pot when I found out what it was, and that it was actually a superfood. Collard, lemon verbena, red sweet pepper, orange bell pepper. Callaloo I planted at the end of the season and did a little control testing with to test their durability. I have a couple of micro-tom tomatoes in there that I just started, so it's going to be too late for me to get any tomatoes out of it. But when if it gets large enough, when it starts getting cold, I'm going to take that indoors as well. Red currant tomatoes. Here's the big one, the red currant tomato. Chopped it down to about a foot tall. Patio tomatoes, one in this big huge pot and one in this small pot. This is no good, so it can stop taking energy from these others. Probably 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30, probably like 40 tomatoes on this plant. I have no idea what's going on with this tomato right here, but it looks transparent and soft right there, almost like the flesh inside has been exposed to outside. So I don't know what's going on with this tomato, but I'll just take the seeds out of it. But anywho, Meyer lemon, Cutie's mandarin. These 2 peas are going crazy. I eat every pea that grows, so there's nothing on there. Here is my backup cucumber that I planted. I know it's it's actually the time of season for a cucumber to get powdery mildew, as you saw from my other one. But yeah, I pulled all the other vines out of this particular planter, and this vine is really showing us that I probably could have just planted one plant and had plenty of cucumbers. There's the 2 perpetual spinach here, and lettuce in the middle. One of the onions, walking onions. This pea is recovering. It has done a lot just in the last couple of days since it cooled down to the lower mid 80s. I have more perpetual spinach here. Oh, my 2 moringa, I don't give them any shine, do I? And they're trying to come back too. So yeah, they're trying to come back and be great, which would be wonderful if it wasn't August. So I think when they start suffering, I'll repot one of them, or should I do both? Yeah, maybe I'll just squeeze 2 of them. Yeah, I'm gonna squeeze 2 of them in a planter when the weather dips and see how they do indoors. I really don't think they'll do well because, as some of you know, I've tried this before. My intent was at the beginning of the season to plant a couple of seeds in the actual ground and then chop them down and just grow actual new trees every year because they're that resilient in terms of how fast they grow. They grow so fast when they get established. Once they get established. So that was my plan, but my seeds kept failing. The germination rate on my seeds kept failing. And anyway, by the time I ordered more from a more reputable seller, it was too late in the season. Is this looking warped? Okay. So yeah, basically I'm really excited that my English walking onions came back. Really excited about that. Really excited about that. So let me show you the herbs. They still didn't do anything. Just the only thing that did anything. So here's the pot where I dug up those onions. The root that I had pulled up, I stuck it here in this pot. Now all this web action, I'm disturbed by all this web action around my planter. I don't like that. I don't like that web. That's webs, all webs. My opal basil and my pineapple sage are doing the most. The red vein sorrel are doing really great. See how yellow and ragged the hostas are looking this time of year? And how great these red vein sorrel are looking? And I suspect they're going to continue to look that great well into the fall. But again, my basil and pineapple sage are going nuts in this barrel planter. I don't know how I thought I was going to get, because I've seen it done. You know, you have thyme here, rosemary here, sage, basil, you know, different herbs. And I was going to have some onions coming up in the middle. But the only 2 things that did anything were my opal basil and pineapple sage up here. So if not today, tomorrow I'm going to actually basically harvest it. And then I'm going to dry it for the winter. I'm going to do the same with this pineapple sage, although I've done that with several bushels of this pineapple sage. I can keep them alive indoors, but I don't know how well that's going to turn out. As a matter of fact, now that I'm talking myself through it, here are my peas and cucumbers, and there are lots of flowers. I imagine they look like all male. I might just try to hand pollinate some of them just in case I get lucky. But yeah, this pea looks all the way horrible. Yeah, both of these. I don't know. We're indoors. The conditions are all wrong. Anyway, here's the patio tomato I brought in. Two of them stuck together there. Yeah, and it looks terrible. Oh, let me show you this. This is a Target that came when I had to get a new pellet gun because I wore mine out with my accuracy. But yeah, the new pellet guns came with this Target, and it is so cool because see the pellets down there? It has it's sticky. Oh, snap. It's sticky to the touch, but not to when you can't feel it still on your fingers when you do this. Anyway, it's really sticky, and the pellets just adhere to it and then just roll down. Let me shoot one for you. Hold on. Just knocked it over. See how it rolls down? Rolls down really slow. Let me come back this way because I don't want to shoot my baby. Here he comes anyway. I need you to, okay, thanks. Okay. I'm a little closer than I would be, but and then it just kind of rolls down. You're not gonna roll down? Okay, there you go. It takes a little bit longer for it to roll down, I guess, if you shoot it too close. But how cute is that? And then you could just collect all your pellets. Y'all, I think this is the cutest thing. I think this is the cutest thing like ever. And since we realize that's the biggest ant I've ever seen. But since we realize that I'm failing indoors with my peas and cucumbers, I wonder if I can't just get these two indoors, because I know for a fact that green basil grows well indoors. So I wonder if opal basil would do the same. I see another ant on the pineapple sage. Look. So is there an ant hill for big fat ass black ants around here? But this is the stuff I was telling you. This is not purslane. This weed is not purslane. Matter of fact, let me take some of this off. And indoors. How much you weigh, baby? Have you lost any weight? Has mommy's baby lost any weight? You lost weight like mommy? He usually stands in the right direction too. It's pretty dark, so you probably can't see it, but I meant to show you earlier. I meant to come out earlier. But something here, I have my flash on. Something just came and took a big old bite of one of my tomatoes. Just took a bite. Yeah. Just like, yeah.